Alright, so we just picked up a 2024 Kia Carnival at a local dealership here in Stuart, Florida. Let's take a quick little ride. We'll talk about the numbers, my experience at the dealership, and what I found buying a car here in Florida. I was a car salesman for a long time, been out of the business for about 3 years now. Right next to their window sticker, they have an addendum. It's a small little piece of paper right next to this thing, and it's kind of like an add-on thing. We did that in the car business years back. We use it to add accessories, wheels, lights, trims. We increase the price of the car and we make a bigger commission. At one point, dealerships went away from that. Hadn't seen it in many years to recently that I just started car shopping here in Florida. They call it like a current market value, pretty much the demand and supply, which I can see that 3 years ago the supply wasn't there, the demand was high for vehicles. The supply is there, the demand is low, interest rates are high. They're still using that same tactic. I'm not sure if they're using it to not have to negotiate down from their MSRP, but I'm not even sure if it's legal here in Florida to be able to raise the price that much. Dealership wanted $7,000 over MSRP, which I thought was crazy. Years back, I would never even buy an MSRP. Okay, in the times that we are today, I'm okay with that, but I'm not paying $7,000 over MSRP. They're crazy, they're out of their mind. I ended up at Wallace Kia. I went one afternoon, 2 hours before closing. We kind of went through the numbers a little bit. They had a $3,000 markup on some vehicles and a $4,000 markup on others. Crazy. I told the guy there I wasn't paying anything over MSRP, and I didn't even want to pay MSRP. They showed 3 of these in stock. They only really had one, but there was a certain color, interior and exterior wise, that we wanted. I would have taken the one they had in stock if I would have gotten a really good deal. I didn't think they would go below invoice, but I was gonna try. I ended up leaving the dealership the next day. I get a call. We kind of went back and forth a little bit on the numbers. Negotiating wise, they were willing to sell cars. It's the end of the year. I knew that I was going to be able to put a deal together with them. In the state of Florida, you could charge you up to $1,000 in documentation fee. The highest I've seen from any other state. Somehow, some way they word it and they'll get that $1,000. I wanted to get a deal, so I knew that they were going to be adamant about getting that $1,000. Kind of moving numbers around to see if we could put the deal together. Now, the one that they had in stock was not the one that we wanted. I wanted to negotiate on a color that I wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna get stuck with the one that I didn't want. We picked out the exterior and the interior color. They said that they could get their hands on it within 48 hours. So the one that they found for me was $41,305. I was including the inland freight and handling. Exterior and interior color that I wanted. I was happy with that. End of it all, I probably could have kept negotiating a little bit more, but I was so close to Christmas. It's the end of the year. I'll tell you the final number on this vehicle. So it was gonna be $41,305 plus their $1,000 BS fee, tax, title, and all that stuff. That was the MSRP on the vehicle there. I ended up paying for this vehicle $40,090.36. That was the cost of it. Right there alone, I felt like that $1,300, I kind of saved it, but they were gonna add it back on with that $1,000 doc fee, and I was okay with that because I saved it on the freight. Then we added sales tax and registration and titling. On the initial sheet that they sent me, it was $90 less. They moved the $90 around to the sale price of the vehicle just so they wouldn't have to refund me on titling and registration. So when you go to a dealership, they'll say estimated $300 for title and registration. You get your title and plates. If it was only $250, they have to refund you the extra $40 or whatever above. Or sometimes they'll estimate it less and then you gotta pay the difference. So what they did here, they moved it around. I paid $44,000 out the door, and that was kind of like where I was gonna be happy at. I wanted to pay a little bit less, but I knew that I had the color, I had the interior, the exterior, and I had the trim that I wanted. So at this point, me traveling out of state to save $1,000 wasn't worth it.